Hey there, this is John Hitch with Benchmark Realty, and today we are going to go over the pros and the cons of living here in Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. We like to go over everything that's eating, sleeping, working, playing, all about Nashville, Tennessee. If you're thinking about moving here to Nashville, Tennessee, please email me at hitchrealtor@gmail.com, or you can just write in the comments that you're interested in connecting, and we'll find a way to get in touch. But today, let's go ahead and jump in and talk about some of the pros and cons of living here in Nashville. Okay, so today we are going to talk about the pros and cons of living in Nashville, Tennessee. Obviously, as a Nashville resident and a real estate agent here in this area, I think there's a lot more pros to living in Nashville than there are cons. So we're going to start with the pros. First one is a big one. There's no state income tax here, which has helped lead to the thriving job market we've had. Tennessee is one of the 9 states that not have a state income tax. Our sales tax is a little bit higher. But personally, living here, I have found having no state income tax totally outweighs the benefit of the lower sales tax and then having a state income tax. But thanks to that, we get a lot of people from other states that are moving here. I mean, it's very beneficial to have no state income tax. So we get a lot of people who are moving here from areas that are traditionally have high tax brackets, especially for the states that they live in. So and because of that, we also have many new businesses that have been moving to the Nashville and Middle Tennessee area. Nashville was named one of the hottest job market, in the U.S. recently by the Wall Street Journal. And we also have multiple new businesses that are either already here or planning to move here that include Amazon, Nissan, Dell, Oracle, just to name a few. But obviously, this growth and these new businesses coming to town are bringing a lot of new employees to town, and is helping out not only the overall job market, but it's also helping our real estate market continue to stay very strong. Next is Southern hospitality, and trust me, this is a real thing. Nashville is known for its friendly and welcoming people, and Southern hospitality is a way of life down here. A lot of times I will meet people who were visiting or are visiting, and they say everyone is just so nice. They can't get over how people are just always, how are you doing? Friendly to chat with, usually willing to help you out with anything you need. And a lot of people from other areas or other major metros don't feel like they have that. So it's a very attractive thing that could draw people to want to move here. I will tell you, though, to watch out for bless your heart. It can sound nice when someone says it to you, but it often can mean that maybe you don't know what you're talking about, and we are just too nice down here to tell you that. So we'll just say bless your heart. So if someone does say bless your heart to you if you're visiting Nashville, it could mean something else, but they still say it in a very nice way. Next one. This one is a big one. I love this. We are very centrally located here in Nashville. I think in 7 to 7.5 hours, you could go either from Nashville to Chicago, or you can go to Nashville to the beach. It's a day drive, really. You break it up with lunch in between, and you can get to either place. But you can see here kind of on this map, right at about 400 miles is getting you to Chicago. It's also getting you down here to the Gulf. It's also getting you all the way over here to the West Coast. And then you've also got all the way over here into the Carolinas you can get to. You could even almost make it to Washington, D.C. in about 500 miles. It's great for road trips if people want to explore areas around the city or nearby states. But also going back to what we were saying about businesses moving here, for people that need to travel, especially in the Southeast, a day travel in a car can get you pretty far. You're hitting cities like Atlanta, like I said, Chicago, New Orleans. You get over to Memphis, Knoxville in a couple hours. So it's very centrally located for the amount of time it takes to travel from Nashville to other major cities. And while we are talking about travel, I want to go ahead and touch on B&A, our airport here. It's just about 8 miles from downtown. It's also very nice that if you do live on the east side, Hermitage, Mount Juliet, even Lebanon, it's a very convenient commute to get into the airport. Um, we have nonstop flights to multiple destinations across the US, Canada, and Europe. And also, we recently went through a major facelift renovation. And our airport is one you want to have a layover in if you have a layover coming up. We have multiple restaurants and bars. We're also one of the very few airports in the country that will allow you to take your adult beverage or whatever you're drinking from the bar and walk around with it or go back to your terminal. They'll just give you a sticker on your cup, but there are tons of great places to hang out. And finally, on the pros, is our downtown scene and our pro sports teams. You can enjoy the nightlife of Broadway and everything that has to offer. Some people might call that a con because it is very tourist heavy. And it's always a madhouse, usually, if you go down there, especially on a weekend. But there's so much to do. And not just Broadway, but you've got access very close to everything East Nashville has to offer. Germantown, you can go up the Gulch and have some amazing food. There's so many great restaurants. But you also have the Country Music Hall of Fame downtown. And you've also got the historic Ryman Auditorium, my favorite music venue in the world. I have seen so many shows at the Ryman. If you have not been and you're ever visiting Nashville, I highly recommend you try to see a show there, or at least go by during the day. Check out the gift shop, and they will even let you do like a little behind the scenes tour usually. And then finally, as far as sports teams go, you can actually walk to the Titan Stadium or the Predators, where the Predators play. And you can also go to a Nashville Sounds game. They are not a pro baseball team, but they are a minor league team. Almost brand new stadium, right on the edge of Germantown in downtown. It's kind of easy to get to if you're over on that side, and it's a great, great thing to do if you have an evening to kill here in Nashville. And I'm a huge Titans fan, by the way. So I recommend, if you're ever able to come to an NFL Sunday in Nashville, please do. It's an awesome experience. You go to the honky tonks before the game, you walk across the bridge, go to the game, come back to the honky tonks, and celebrate a win. But they can't all be pros. There are a couple cons that I want to point out. One of those is going to be a lack of public transportation has created major traffic issues in and around Nashville. Now, we do have public transportation, buses that run kind of inside the city. We have bus stops like a lot of cities do, but that is not helping our commuter situation for people who live 10, 15, 20 minutes or more outside the city. So we do have a bit of a traffic issue coming into downtown. Now, there is one commuter train that runs from the east side during the week that accommodates, kind of an 8 to 5 or 9 to 6 crowd. I think it's 3 runs in the morning and 3 in the afternoon, all the way out in Lebanon, going into downtown and back. However, that is only for the east side, and that does not run outside of those hours. So yeah, if we could get some public transportation here, it would be amazing. Especially getting around the city much quicker would be very convenient also. The last con that I wanted to touch on is our housing market has been on the forefront of the recent boom over the last few years, and home ownership has become difficult for some first-time buyers. It's an unfortunate situation. Affordability is a real concern, especially for people who grew up in this area or around this area. Prices that they thought they would never see in their lifetime, they are seeing. However, out-of-state buyers, if you're coming from California, New York, Chicago, or other major metros, and you have sold a house out there and you have a lot of money to put down on a house, our housing prices still may be lower than what you're used to. So you might still see the value in that. But still, for the people that live here who want to move up in home or buy a home, right now it's a tough housing market due to low inventory, high prices, and unfortunately high interest rates right now. But that's it for the pros and the cons of Nashville. And thank you so much.